Hey, y'all, what's up? You know, I drove a truck. I started, you know, back in the early 80s after I got married in 84. Well, I was an over the road driver in all lower 48 states. Then I got the opportunity to go to Alaska and I jumped on it, and I tell you what, it was gorgeous. The first time I'd gone through customs, they were giving me a bunch of crap, because it's so this so crazy psycho I knew down in Oklahoma. She pressed false charges against me, and then she dropped them. Well, the first time I went through customs and showed them my passport, they were giving me all kinds of griefs about this, wanting to know when I got arrested, what I got arrested for, and blah, 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 blah. And after, I don't know, about 15 minutes of this, 20 minutes, started to get a little bit impatient. And I looked at that CPM officer. And I said, why are you asking me questions that you already know the answers to because you're staring at them on your goddamn computer? Well, we went around, for about 5 minutes. Finally, he, cleared it. After that, I didn't have any problems. But man, I tell you what, y'all go to Canada? Oh, it's gorgeous. Holy hell, we went in we started going, I guess, in the early fall. And man, I tell you what, it is gorgeous. The only thing I recommend if you're taking a car, you better carry, excuse me, you probably better carry somewhere on up, probably about an extra 40 gallons of gas. Because I shit you not, you can drive 450 kilometers before you see another town. We used to drive from Watson Lake to Whitehorse, and that's a little over 450 kilometers. Nowhere to stop. Those guys, they don't have CB radios, and they don't have phones. They've got the shortwave radios. That's how they communicate, because there's no phone towers. But oh, it's so gorgeous. Canada is gorgeous. Alaska's gorgeous. I liked it. But anyway, I could drive, I've been coast to coast and border to border. Well, I keep getting asked these questions. What's the most outrageous thing I've seen? Oh, come on now. I mean, it's almost impossible to tell you everything that happened. But one thing really stands out. Shit. Sorry about that, guys. My damn phone slipped. Oh my God. What the hell? Why does this always happen to me? Huh? Now the old lady's gonna be mad because the op don't work. Oh, it works. Okay, that's good. I keep getting asked, what's the most outrageous thing I've seen? Well, I worked for a company that was in Fort Smith, Arkansas, because I lived in Oklahoma. Well, I had to pick up a driver just outside of Fort Smith and take him to West Memphis, Arkansas. Now, y'all know where that's at. Well, I'm telling him, about all these crazy things I see, and, I'm sure he's just thinking, yeah, this guy's full of shit. Well, we get we're coming in to Little Rock. We're like at Toad Suck Road or whatever the hell it was. Toad Suck. Anyway. Well, I'm driving in the right lane where I'm supposed to. Well, this car passes us. No big deal. I've seen it a million times. And all of a sudden the car slows down. I'm catching up to it. The guy turns his lights on. This old gal showed us her boobies. And I'm telling this guy that, and he's just, fucking climbing over me to see. Well, then he shut his dome light off, sped up a little bit, slowed back down. Next thing I know, she's on her knees, got her butt in the window, blowing him, and he's got 2 fingers in her butthole. And I'm telling this to this kid, and he's, oh, let me see. He's crawling all over me trying to see this old gal. He got so damn excited, knocked the truck out of gear, damn near ran me off the road because he hit the steering wheel. I mean, this kid couldn't believe it. He was breaking his neck trying to see. And they turned off on Interstate 30, heading west. He wanted me to get off and follow him. I just laughed at him. I said, no, we have to go to West Memphis. So I think he kind of believed me after that, I mean, I've seen all kinds of shit like that, I seen a guy in, I think we were in Knoxville. Well, it was, no, Nashville. I'm sorry, Nashville. Anyway, it's like noon. And this guy in this truck pulls up on the left of me, and what's he doing? He's spanking the monkey and looking at me and smiling. I'm thinking, oh my God, what kind of shit is this, I mean, I've seen some stupid things. I've seen some wild things out there, and, it's just, it's crazy. I mean, I could go on for hours about the shit I've seen out there, but, some of it's funny, some of it's not so funny, I've seen plenty of dead people. Well, I haven't really seen them, per se, but I remember I was going through, I think, Choo Choo, Chattanooga. And it was early in my career. And this guy on this flatbed had 3 steel coils that weren't loaded suicide, because suicide is one right after the other. So if you hit the brakes, chain snaps, it goes through the cab, that's suicide. He had it the other way. Well, evidently he went around a sharp corner, didn't have his chains and his binders hooked, because one of them damn steel coils fell off and crushed a family. Crushed a family. We were stuck in traffic for hours. I had to call my dispatch to let them know what was going on. So I don't know what they did on their end, but they did something, because we just had started those electronic logs. And I had to find me a safe spot to go to. Well, that was, halfway to Atlanta before I found one. And that kind of shit's scary, I mean, I've hauled those steel coils from builders out of Oklahoma. I had an international cab over. Y'all remember those green ugly cab overs that had a great big bright yellow stripe across it? Well, I picked up a load of steel coils in Pittsburgh. And the only thing I remember was I was on a bridge and I'm going around a corner. Looked in my mirror and my goddamn trailer tires My trailer tires are climbing a wall, slowly climbing a wall. I didn't know what the fuck to do. You know, I had traffic back behind me, so I had to try to back up a little bit and, you know, move to the opposite side of the wall before I could straighten back out. Well, it took me about 30 minutes. Scared the shit out of me. Man, I tell you what. So anyway, I'm going to cut this short, y'all. I appreciate it. Remember to share and like.